Good? Okay. Welcome back to the Spark and Plug Talks. This is, season 3. I've aged about 15 years in the span of a couple months. And we're here today with the fantastic, extremely talented, beautiful, amazing, way better than Garth Brooks-esque.
Keep going.
Beautiful's about me, by the way.
Super tall and not short, and with amazing hair and impeccably dressed. Ross Clayton, well shaved, yes. Ross Clayton and Amanda Fortney.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is well shaved about Amanda. She keeps it.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I wasn't pointing fingers. Yeah, the listeners.
To the listeners.
They have no video evidence. Well, I guess they do, because they just recorded a Spark and Plug episode, and it was fantastic. They did 4 songs. One that they were, two, I guess, that you guys were both like, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it was
2 of them were unreleased, and one of them, we played for the first time last night, and the other one we've been playing for a little while. It's getting ready to get mixed and stuff, but we didn't prepare to play that song, so we just kind of winged it. Winged it. Is it winged?
I think it's
the past tense.
I think it's wanged it.
Wanged it. We fucking wanged it, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Well, fantastic, man. Thank you guys so much for making the trek out here.
Thanks for having us.
I know you guys had said it was kind of the best of both worlds, because it's a little meeting place right there in the middle instead of having to drive very far one way, very far the other way.
Awesome.
So works out good.
Yeah.
I always love it when that happens. Some people are like, it was only an hour and a half. And I know it's only an hour and a half, like in the grand scheme of things, it's not that far, but I'm like, thank you for coming all the way out here.
No, it's awesome. And I've gotten so used to it now. Like I've been in Oklahoma for 10 years, and it's funny. I talk to people from Nashville, or I talk to people, I'm from Chicago originally, and you talk to people from Chicago. I'm like, I'm going to my buddy's house right down the road, 25, 30 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? 25,
you have a car?
25 minutes in your vehicle?
Man, we were in a band one time, and we got done. We came out here, and we had a little get together, and we partied and shit. And the next morning, we woke up to go to IHOP. And 2 of the people in the band were from Oklahoma City. And they were like, how far is IHOP from here? I'm like, like 30 minutes down the road. Jesus, fuck. We were in the middle of nowhere. This is all they said. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm like, what?
I was like, hey buddy,
it's
relax.
Oklahoma. You're 20 minutes from anything you want to do.
You're going to drive wherever.
You just got to get used to commutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So I guess let's break down the musical childhoods of let's deep dive into the brains. And because I want to know where you guys are coming from musically. What kind of stuff were you guys listening to that you would say maybe doesn't influence you right now, but then was like the grand harbinger of it all, to use that pretentious article's word?
Dude, that was quite an article. Harbinger. Dude.
The luminary.
My
of your
musical
childhood.
luminaries. Yeah. No, honestly, a lot of... I don't know if you could say that it influenced... I think it does in some weird way, the way the brain works and music work together. But, like, I'm sure it's in there somehow. I don't know how I could point it out to you. But, like, the first band that I ever got into on my own, right? That wasn't, like, introduced by my parents or... the first band that I got into was Coheed and Cambria with my friends.
God.
Fucking hey, dude.
With my friend Aaron, if you hear this, love you.
Need to meet our friend, who was it that we had?
Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota. Dude, he just posts riff on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Just Coheed. That's
Dude.
all. He just shreds on Coheed.
I was like, I like to consider myself a bit of an elder emo. That was my, I remember... Gosh, I think it was 2005 was my first show. I would have been 15 or 14 and snuck in. Me and Aaron snuck into it, and because I think it was a 21 and over show, or maybe I don't know, maybe it wasn't. Either way, it was like the first band that I really dug my teeth into. You know what I mean? Like on my own, and it's just.
And was that a Coheed show?
Yeah,
that you snuck into?
Yeah. It was a Coheed show that we snuck into, and it was just so rad. Just the first time seeing like a rock concert, like at a kind of a dingy club too. Like they weren't that huge yet. They weren't big, and it was just rowdy, man. Like all the songs they played way too fast because it was just so punk. You know what I mean? And it's
that dude's
just
fucking hair, man. Just takes up a third of the stage.
Oh yeah, and it's you can't see his face, and he shreds, and like it was just a out of body experience. And so that was like the first. That I feel like that's at the core of my musical being.
And so that's what got you into country music.
That's what got me into good old country music. No, because then on the other side of that spectrum is what my parents introduced me to, and what I listened to growing up, which is a lot of Bob Seger, Tom Petty, the Eagles, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Talking Heads.
Oh, very cool.
It was a pretty eclectic mix of stuff that was playing in the household.
Are you excited for that Talking Heads A24 Paramore thing? Have you seen that?
No, I didn't know that was a
They're
thing.
doing like a what's their documentary or what's that show movie documentary thing that the Talking Heads did?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called, man.
That
It's
shit used to
super
play on
famous.
VH1 Classic all the time.
It's super famous. But anyways, there's like a huge crew of like different bands and stuff redoing each of the songs. And the only Instagram post on Paramore's Instagram is a little clip of them doing Burning Down the House. And it's like A24's filming it and producing it or something. You know,
okay,
that
so
famous,
yes,
like,
I am
studio.
very excited about that now that I know about it.
It was like it was pretty cool. Like I don't know, she like pulls out the big suit and
Fuck,
then
man,
it
they
just kind of
could-
starts playing and
If
stuff.
there's one band that could pull off that shit, is Paramore. Because like
It's
that,
Paramore for sure.
After Laughter album sounds kind of Talking Headsy.
Well, dude, this last album they did was like mega Talking Heads. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought it was like
yeah.
straight out of Blondie and
It was
Talking Heads
very
playbook,
poppy.
man. That was like,
Oh, it came across right away. You know, you do that sort of, you sit back and you're like, wait a minute, this is not. You get kind of irritated at first. You're like, this is not Paramore.
This is very Haley Williams.
What are they like
Paramore.
trying to graduate into something else? Damn it! I don't
what are
want you.
you
Like,
telling
don't
me they're
change.
expanding their artistic views as a
Don't
band?
change.
What the fuck?
I liked
That's
what you did the
bullshit.
first time, and I want you to never do anything else.
Just play When It Rains.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
But no, but then you listen to it a couple times through that album, and you're like, oh, this rips. Top
Yeah,
to bottom.
exactly.
This
No,
is awesome.
totally.
Yeah.
I was of the exact same view of a bunch of different. You know, you like what you like,
Mhm.
but then it's total. It's just a crock of bullshit to just like put that band in that corner.
Oh yeah.
Because they're humans too, and to just be like, "What do you mean?
Yeah.
I only want this." You know.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Metallica. Why does your snare have to sound like a trash can? I want it to sound like. No, I'm just playing. It did
Oh,
sound bad. It
Lord.
sounded bad. Okay,
Oh,
it sounded
Lord.
bad.
No, I had this actual like a similar conversation about Coheed and Cambria at the last show that I was at with my buddy, and he's been to like 40 some shows. I think I've been to 20 some Coheed shows, like way too many. Yeah, but it's my favorite thing. So
Fucking A, dude.
what?
That's a fucking A.
Yeah, fucking A. But you know, as Coheed they've been a band for 20 years. And
That is a long time.
that's a long
for a
time
band.
to be putting out music. And all of us, like me and Aaron, are like, yeah, their new stuff is good. It's Coheed, but it's not the first album. It's not Second Stage. It's not, Keeping Secrets. It's not that. It's something else. And you sort of, in your mind, you're like, it's not that. And so I don't like it as much because it's not what I fell in love with. But then some guy turned to us and he's like, how about you appreciate the fact that your favorite band is still putting out music 20 years later? Do you know how many people get to enjoy that?
Then you were.
And I was like,
real
well,
quiet.
I'm a dumbass, man. Sorry. That's the only perspective I should have. Like, fuck you,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Wisdom.
hard. It's
I share the same sentiment on like Pearl Jam's last album, Gigaton. Like
Yeah.
that's Pearl Jam is me and Aaron's favorite band.
Yeah.
But
the fact
I
that
love
they're
all of
still,
their music.
They're like the
And
the
Gigaton may
last
not
bands.
scratch that itch for me, but like there's songs on it I appreciate and can
Yeah.
understand where they're coming from.
the fact that they're all still alive and they're still playing
Yeah.
Right.
amongst the other 4 Seattle bands. Like that's
Can't
it's-
ask for more, man.
no.
You gotta change your perspective, and that did, and now I'm like Coheed rips top to bottom every song. It's the best. But Amanda,
Yes.
tell us about yourself.
Myself.
I've been stealing the.
So about musical bands or like my musical background or both?
Yeah. Well, both.
both,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, because did you want to talk about your musical background first?
We'll hop
No.
over to
Okay.
it. We'll hop
Yeah,
over.
my
Well,
to it.
okay,
background
I
is
just didn't
stupid.
want to.
Oh no, we'll come back around. It's
Okay,
just the
okay,
train
okay.
in the motion right now.
Let's see. So I grew up classically trained, playing an orchestra.
I was gonna say, did you always want to play fiddle, or was it kind of a
I do both. Like, I do all styles. So I grew up classically trained. When I was in college, I started playing in a band setting. I just started playing by ear, and I fell in love with it because I've always read music, and so it was a whole different world for me. So when I started doing that, I was like, man, this is amazing. It's just a whole different way of thinking and playing, and so I love doing both. So, like, I still love doing gigs where I have to read the music, but I love it when I'm just getting to make up my own stuff. Just
going to improvise. And,
It feels really creatively fulfilling.
It is, yeah.
You know, as opposed to reading stuff. That has its place, and that's totally cool, but it is, I don't know, it's a totally different
feeling.
more
in the moment feeling because you don't know what's going to happen. I usually don't play the exact same thing every time, so it's just like, okay, what am I feeling right now? So
I've heard that sentiment from pretty much everybody who's gone from classically trained to, you know, the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Sawing on a fiddle.
And you know, it's yours. The piece that you're jamming on, that's your piece. You know, when you have to read music, it's somebody else's. You
Exactly.
know, not all the time, but most of the time it's, somebody else's. Somebody else wrote that piece, you know.
So I love both worlds. I love all those worlds. Growing up, I'm kind of embarrassed. Like, it's just pop stuff. Like,
no, don't be embarrassed at all. You like what you like.
Exclusively listen to the Wiggles.
Autumn Raglan. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Autumn Raglan was like, I'm a Swiftie. I really don't listen to a ton of other stuff.
That's funny.
I fucking love Taylor Swift. I was like, dude, own it. You got it.
I had some good stuff. I mean, my parents listened to like the Temptations and the Beatles, and so I had some really good, like Elton John, like all that. It's great. My dad was real into blues, so like Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff like that. So I'm proud of that kind of stuff. But there was some embarrassing stuff along the way. I feel like my
like Captain and Tennille.
No.
Vertical Horizon.
That's not embarrassing. I love
that's
that.
a great
about that either.
They are amazing. But I feel like my musical taste didn't really evolve until I was in college. So like that's when I really feel more like what I listen to now.
Oh yeah.
And Ross is going to make fun of me because he always makes fun of me whenever I talk about Radiohead, but they are my favorite band of all time.
Shut up. Oh my God,
amazing.
so cliche.
No, it's because they are the best band on the planet. Like nobody.
Computer
a fish shaped pool sucks.
No, I say In Rainbows is my favorite. So.
Oh, sorry. In Rainbows. No.
That's the one from, is that the one from like 2008?
It's one of their later ones. It has like weird fishes and like
arpeggio.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I used to really dislike Radiohead.
Has all that pretentious music on the album.
No,
just kidding.
Exactly.
Radiohead, don't sue me.
Me and Aaron would just sit there and just like and
because Adam was a big Radiohead.
Radiohead sucks. Yeah. Radiohead sucks. Radiohead sucks.
And then I heard High and Dry.
That's what I'm saying. You have to listen to their older stuff. The Bins.
Here's the thing. I was just a pretentious asshole who would never even listen to Radiohead except for Creep. I was just like, listen, I know music. I'm 17. I know music, okay? If there's one thing I know, it's music.
Adam showed me
Radiohead
National
sucks.
Anthem, and National Anthem
it's
fucking
amazing.
rips, dude.
So I saw them at Red Rocks. And it was
pretty cool.
a religious experience. Like, I've never seen anything like it. I probably never will. Like, it was insane. Like, they are every single person in that band, insane musicians. You always hear about Tom York and Johnny Greenwood, but Phil Selway, their drummer, and Colin Greenwood, who is Johnny's brother, plays bass. He's amazing. I feel like they're so overlooked. Like,
what's that live session?
Radiohead is not overlooked.
No, I'm talking
by any stretch of the imagination.
I would agree with that. They're definitely not like.
I was saying Ed.
Oh, you were saying the bassist and the drummer.
Let's just sit back and let them take the podcast.
This is obviously a sore spot.
This is a sore spot.
Band members finally duking it out instead of on stage.
We're working out some tension right now. This is just going to explode on stage.
Eric, bump the levels up.
I thought you were saying like,
not the
Radiohead's
band.
like definitely the underdog.
No. Colin Greenwood, Phil Selway, Ed O'Brien, they are overlooked because Tom York and Johnny Greenwood get all the credit. Everybody's like, oh, they're creative geniuses, but so are the rest of them.
Do you like The Smile?
For sure.
Oh, I love The Smile. Okay. Oh my gosh. I really want to go see them.
Yeah, I bet that'd be a great show. So you said you saw them in Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Was Red Rocks an amazing venue?
Oh, it was
did it sound really good?
Yes.
Okay.
It was cool.
Have you ever been?
No, I have not.
You gotta go. Hyped up?
Oh,
you gotta
absolutely.
Go.
So like when we were waiting in line outside of the actual amphitheater, and they were sound checking, and you could hear it bouncing off of all the different like cliffs and everything. Yeah. It was amazing.
It's not just Coloradoans being themselves and pretentious and like, I live in the mountains and drive a
I'm better than you.
Being crunchy.
Yeah, exactly. Being crunchy. Exactly.
Being crunchy
because people come from all over to that venue.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not. It's it is adequately hyped up. It's amazing. It's
Have
like
you guys been to
it's in a canyon or
the
something.
caverns?
Yeah, it's
because both of those that one where they do it's in the cave.
Oh, I haven't.
Ross, have you been to that one?
No,
it's
I've
called
never
the
been
Caverns. I think it's in Tennessee, maybe.
How can that sound good?
I don't know. They have huge concerts. It's big. It's very big.
Can you
like
imagine?
It's a huge
It's in a cavern?
Yes. It's like an underground cavern.
So the bitch is just constantly in reverb.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but it's supposed to be amazing. Those are the two. I was just wondering because those are like the two. Red Rocks and the Caverns are like the two.
I would want to go to
I really
that
wanna go
just
to.
to see
Yeah,
how
I'll
they
have to check
made a
that out. I hadn't even
cave
heard of
sound good.
I don't know. But maybe we're being the pretentious ones, and we go, and it's like, oh wow, this sounds amazing.
Oh no. We totally have grounds to question that.
Have the Caverns ever heard of Radiohead?
Yeah.
You know,
True.
very overlooked band.
Yeah, no, I mean, very
man.
overlooked band. No, we have every right to question whether a fucking band sounds good in a cave. Because if you brought, like, can you imagine saying that, like, that idea? Whoever brought that idea
Man,
to
you
the
think
table?
you like Radiohead? Have
Like,
you
you know
seen them in
what
a cave yet? Yeah, you haven't listened to true Radiohead.
You know where we should open a
cave.
venue? In a cave.
You're not a
You
real
should-
fan.
Don't say that to anybody. You should shut that idea down right now.
Maybe they only have like jam bands and EDM artists, so it doesn't matter if
just
they
all
sound
Fuck,
good.
EDM.
It's
Jesus
just
Christ.
Fish's exclusive fucking venue.
You say that,
Just
but I'm
Fish,
pretty
yeah.
sure I've only ever seen like Fish advertised there
They
and
have a residency
EDM
at
artists.
the caverns for like 10
I have
years.
seen Fish 3 times, all within one weekend, and it was all pretty fucking bad.
My favorite.
Dude, I made the mistake of saying I was like, I don't know if I like Fish because all the albums I've listened to, and then a guy that was really big Fish head, he was like, "That's bullshit. Don't listen to the albums. Don't listen to the albums. You got to see him live. That is the only way to see him." And I was like, "But
I fell
they
asleep.
play for like 6
I was at a
hours,
festival, and I just fell asleep on the ground.
I have no
Like, 'cause it
interest in
was
seeing a
so-
jam band.
it wasn't good.
Like Fish or anything.
Dude,
But Dave
I like
Matthews
being in
Band,
a
I really
jam
want to
band.
see them.
What?
I like being in a jam band, but
being in a jam band
You
is
don't wanna
cool.
watch it.
But
I don't
also,
wanna watch
how can you say, like, why would you say, oh, don't listen to the albums?
that's what they say.
Oh, do you
though.
mean don't listen to the thing that artists put out so that everyone can hear how they
That's
sound?
what they say. They're like
what?
the studio doesn't do it.
Doesn't
any
do it justice.
Then don't do a studio.
Why would you?
Oh,
You
okay.
have to
It's
sleep
okay.
outdoors for 3 days.
Not
you
shower.
have to take at least 3 or 4
Yeah,
hits
dude.
of acid.
I'm sorry. If I have to
And
be on
they're fucking
acid
awesome.
and unwashed and like in a field
And they
to
are
enjoy
awesome.
that music, then I don't know.
Then you're just not a real fan.
I don't know. It's my speed. That's all I'm saying.
You're not a deadhead. You're not fish food. You're nothing.
What am I gonna be? Like who am I supposed to root for?
You can like Dave Matthews
Root for-
Band. That's it.
Yeah, Dave Matthews Band's pretty safe.
I can't Dave Stan Matthews Band.
Dave is pretty.
can't stand-
Dave is a safe space. Dave is a.
I fucking love Dave Matthews Band. I don't give it. I would defend that dude to the ends of earth.
You know what I
Does he
listen
sound
to?
really fucking weird and dog-like in some of his clips? Yeah.
But doesn't
who
everybody-
doesn't?
Yeah,
but who
doesn't that-
doesn't?
like, fuck, man, Neil Young, dude.
I've seen
Like,
Tom
that's all I
York
got.
clips that are highly questionable. No offense, man. You know, that was just
Wow.
spat it out. I'm
That
sorry.
Seemed
You
a
know,
little
that's
personal.
it wasn't, I swear. I didn't have that prepped.
Yeah, I mean, Idols is just an angry British guy screaming at you the entire time. You know,
It's true.
I love Idols though. Have you seen
No,
that
Idols
really
is cool
weird
shit.
clip of them at the awards show?
Nothing about you has ever been mended. Dude, what? Why am I being screamed at?
Dude, that guy just said he wanted a big bowl of beans and toast, but it sounded like he was
so
going to
fucking
fight
British.
me.
That's so fucking. I want a big. What did he say? A big bowl of beans and toast?
He doesn't
aggressive.
really
Don't
say
they-
that.
I thought
don't
you were
they
saying
put-
No, he could say anything. He could be,
I want a big bowl of beans and toast. Come on.
Don't British people put beans on their toast?
Yeah, they
That's
eat beans
so
for
weird.
breakfast.
Why? That's
Have you
gross.
seen the eel? They eat like eel jello and stuff.
Ew.
Dude.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I'm dead serious. It's
Eel
on a,
jello?
It's on a great.
I've seen blood pudding, but I've never seen eel jello.
No, Eric, pulled up. Jamie, pulled up.
yeah, they do like.
Jamie, look that up.
Oh, you know what I could go for? Is a bowl of slimy beans. Like, you know, it would sound real good. Some mushy eels.
A fish with a big whopping head on it.
You know, I don't care.
No, don't chop that fucking thing
I don't
off. Just
care
a big head.
What Tom Holland says. He was talking shit about like hamburgers or something. He was saying like American cuisine.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, I know. It was like
Here we go,
American
British
cuisine
people.
is. He's like it's all just from everywhere else. It's like it's
You
all.
ever had a steak, motherfucker?
Yeah, I know, dude.
You ever had a fried steak, bitch, or catfish?
Wake up, cocksuckers. It's all over.
You ever chopped You ever just chop a slice of a cow off and just, you know, you
Fucking eat it.
burn it and slap it right down here on my plate?
You ever eat cow balls, motherfucker?
You ever drink a whole bottle of Heinz 57 while you're waiting on the main entree to come through?
Tanner has.
You can keep your
just
mushy
me?
peas. You want to go to the Chippy and get some mushy peas? Shut the fuck up.
Chippy makes the 1-0 loss feel better.
Let's hope you never play over in Britain.
God, I won't now.
Stupid.
I won't
I won't now.
They've already
motherfuckers.
You're
blacklisted you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're blacklisted from the country,
Yeah.
bro.
Dude.
The prime minister just
There he
listened
is,
to that.
bruv.
Oh, gosh. Am I missing like gray, rainy weather like we have all day?
Ross, let me
Like,
tell you, we've got 8 listeners. 7 of those are just my immediate family. The 8th one is the prime minister of Britain.
Oh, that makes sense.
Eric too. You got 9.
well, I got
and Eric.
I
Sorry.
got a
Thanks,
message
Eric.
for the prime minister. Fix the weather, and then more people
Fix
will
the weather.
not be depressed, and maybe your food will improve.
we know there's weather machines. Take that shit
we know
over there.
that-
Weather machines.
It's rigged.
Yeah, there's already fake snow in Colorado. You know, it's true that all the resorts they make fake snow and they pump that shit.
Well,
up
they do
there.
that over in
It's like, why
Dubai
do you
and
need
stuff.
that?
True.
Dubai is such a what is that place? Like, why is that place?
People were like, "Holy shit, oil!" And people were like, "I'll give you money for that." And they
Let's
were
go
like, "We
around
need
the
a
table
city."
and say who our least favorite country is. Dylan.
Ooh.
Oh,
I don't know
man,
about
this
this.
Chile.
Why Chile?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
why?
Chile didn't do anything.
I gotta
to
have
you,
a
dude. They're
reason.
just down there.
He didn't say explain. He just said go around and name
True.
them.
Let's keep it quick fire, Amanda. What's yours? What's your least favorite country? Think about it. Ross, what's yours?
Dude, do you know how?
So much pressure.
Wrong answer.
Put him in the murder bathroom. Mine's Pennsylvania.
Wait a fucking minute.
I don't know enough about geography to dispute it, but that sounds wrong.
Yeah. Wait a second.
So what kind of
Come on,
musical
what kinda-
plans you
we
guys
kinda-
got coming up?
What kind of plans we got coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. In
Well,
a couple weeks,
actually, let's digress because we didn't come back to your musical upbringing.
We got fully digressed here.
we went off on tangents. That's what we do. It's a podcast. It's white guys on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So can we talk about Triple X with
White
Vin
guys
Diesel?
on the
Movie?
podcast.
White guys on a podcast. Listen to
What's your
what we
favorite
say.
Vince Vaughn movie?
What's the Wedding Crashers for sure.
Good answer. Yeah, that's a good answer.
That's really the only
Dodgeball.
answer. Dodgeball's pretty
Dodgeball's
good.
great, yeah.
But if you want like one-liners, it's gonna be Wedding Crashers.
True Detective season 2 is for me.
You motorboat
Oh,
son of a
I need to
bitch.
watch that.
Boo. Boo. Come on.
Get him out of here.
There's no other season of True Detective than the first one.
True. Have you seen the 4th season though?
I've heard
No.
the 4th one's supposed
Fourth
to be
is
really good.
It's got Jodie Foster.
Dude,
in it,
Jodie
How can I
Foster's
like Jodie
amazing.
Oh,
Foster?
she hasn't been anything
I mean,
forever.
I know,
Wow.
but I just
Yeah.
you can't. You're not
She got
gonna
nominated
beat
for an Oscar this
McConaughey
year.
and
I didn't
Harrelson.
understand why people were. So I hadn't seen the first season until maybe 2 weeks
Damn, the
ago.
First season so fucking
And I didn't understand why people fawn over McConaughey so much.
Dude.
I'd seen him in other stuff. I was like, oh, whatever. Saw him in Interstellar. I saw Dazed and Confused. I was like, he's a guy. He does stuff. I saw the first season and I was like, I love him.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Did you know that
Dude, he
they
was
found out that
amazing.
him and Woody Harrelson are actually brothers?
They're, no. They're just like pot brothers. They're
I'm
just like
fucking serious. Look it
No,
up, dude.
nah.
They share the same fucking dad. Look it
no,
up.
they don't. What?
That's a lie.
Look it up. We got Google here, guys. I don't have my
When
phone
did
on
they
me.
find this out? Jamie, pull this
After
up.
the True Detective season, dude. I swear to, or is
Jamie/Eric, pull this up.
Yeah, it was a cracked article.
Okay, cool.
It was a Watch Mojo top 10.
It was dude. It's credible. Watch Mojo is I list it right next to Wikipedia.
Keith
on
Urban
that.
is the luminary of all within the realm of country music.
Matt McConaughey brothers. I love what you can search on Google and it knows the answer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's listening to us.
all the time.
Now you're going to get TikToks that are like,
We're gonna get Stanley
hard.
Cup ads.
They're just going to be badass
Fuck.
Matthew McConaughey edits.
How do you spell McConaughey?
Good luck. I think it's better to say
MC.
Woody Harrelson.
That's what I said. Woody
CON
Harrelson and Matthew.
MCC.
ONAUGHEY.
McConaughey.
I'm just. I sent it. It's started Woody Harrelson. It started a rumor. It's not a real thing.
It's a
It's a
rumor,
real
you
thing.
idiot.
It's a real thing.
I saw it once
Rumor.
online and I
Look at it.
decided to go with that
It's a
take
real
forever.
thing. Dude, my neighbor
Fake
shared it on
news.
Facebook. She
So it
does a
has to
good
be
job of
true.
fact checking.
Fake news.
Yeah, Miss Bates don't fuck around.
That motherfucker, wherever you read that, the same people that were like, there's lead in the Stanley Cups.
There's lead.
That was weird because that was the next video on TikTok.
That was
Oh
the-
my God.
Actually, I don't have TikTok. Let's put that out there. I don't have that Chinese
The hot
malware.
take you were gonna tell us the hot take. Oh, Dave
Well,
Chappelle.
we've
Dave
gone
Chappelle.
so far afield.
Oh, true.
We were going to go back to musical.
We did
upbringings.
digress, and then we regressed. Aggressed.
And
back
now we
up.
need to digress yet again.
Now we need to digress, but backwards or Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about?
We're winging it.
I don't know, man. What do you want to talk about?
Where did you actually come from?
My mom.
I knew that was going to be the answer. I left myself open to that. I apologize to everyone listening. That's my fault. I'll cut one of my fingers off right now.
I'm from Chicago, born and raised. Evans. Well, I was born in Chicago.
So you're a White Sox fan?
I am not. I am. I'm a chosen one, and I am a Cubs fan.
Nice.
I do not venture.
A lot of Cubs fans around
I do
here.
not venture to the south side of Chicago. Hang out with Sox fans. Some of my best friends are Sox fans, and I think less of them for it. But
their stadium's in a great part of the city.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's changed names like 9 times now. Nobody remembers. Dude, the Sox are so underserved in Chicago. It's almost unfair. I don't care because I don't like them, but it's almost unfair because dude, Sports Illustrated, or I think it was Sports Center, I don't know, one of them did like a piece on Chicago championships, and they fucking completely left out the White Sox because they won in 2011. See, I can't even tell you when the White Sox won the World Series, but they did. They won a World Series, and Sports Center just left it out. They were like, the Cubs won finally, which was great, and then because the Bulls, the Cubs, the Hawks, the Blackhawks, the Bears. The Bears have been a while, but at least they win.
I'm a huge Packers fan, so I enjoy every second of it.
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and what a joy, what a mensch that guy's turned into?
Dude, yeah. Sure, he's fucking creepy. I mean, the last few years of Green Bay, I was like, God, just
wait. Which Aaron Rodgers are we talking about? That quarterback. Okay.
Not you, Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry.
His name's actually Aaron Rodgers.
My name's Aaron Rodgers.
It's spelled
I knew
different.
Your name was Aaron. I didn't.
No, there's no D in the last name. Just Rogers. Yeah.
So everyone,
you're so confused.
Dox him on
fuck
Facebook.
This guy, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I actually had a
He
conversation.
comes
with
onto my
7-Eleven employee
podcast
this
and he
morning.
calls me a fucking weirdo.
You want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? What a fucking piece of shit. You ever met that guy? I'm like, oh.
I met him today.
This is so awkward.
I hate his hats. It's like, what's wrong with my fucking hat?
I hate when he wears jean jackets. You're like,
This is a jean shirt. Fucker.
This is an outer layer. This is not a jacket.
Yeah, this is my second layer.
That guy was going off the rails, man, when he just like is such an attention whore, just an unnecessary attention whore.
Oh, yeah.
That not you, Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you.
That Aaron Rodgers. But dude, just chill the fuck out. Like when it was a pandemic, that's really when I was like, dude, why do you gotta? They asked you if you were. What was it? He was like. They said, "Are you vaccinated?" And he said, "I'm." He didn't say I'm vaccinated. He said,
he said I'm inoculated or something.
Yeah, something like that. And everyone was like,
because he got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a made up word. That's not real.
And he was just like, "Yeah, I've got homeopathic methods." So and it's like, dude.
Well, and even recently, he's been sounding off on a bunch of stuff, and he just sounds like a
Jimmy
lunatic.
Kimmel feud. That's
the Jimmy Kimmel feud.
What feud? He just was. He just was like.
He was just like.
I just think that he.
It's the Epstein Island thing, and he was like, Jimmy might not.
He just might have to.
Yeah,
Jimmy might be on. Jimmy Kimmel, might even be on that list. I don't know. But he could be.
He didn't even say that. He just said He said Jimmy might not like the list when it comes out, and then Jimmy Kimmel was like, "That's fucked up. You shouldn't talk bad about." Other. I'm like, dude,
Somebody's
you make your
family,
whole career off that shit. What the fuck?
I just thought both of them were such
then
pretentious assholes.
There's the stance that the new comedian stance where it's like, I can say anything and it doesn't matter if it offends anybody because it's comedy. And so you're the asshole for thinking I'm an asshole for, making a joke
That's
about
like abusive behavior.
Oh yeah,
in normal people,
it's a bit gaslighting-ish,
Yeah, it is, and it like all the Rogan sphere, like all those comedians now push that. They're like, I'm gonna be edgy and loud, and I'm gonna say something's gay. I'm gonna say something's,
Did not work out for Matt Rife.
Yeah,
that backfired on him.
No, it did not.
Yeah, well, when most of your audience is like, I don't know, 25 to 45-year-old women.
Yeah, then he was like, "This one's not for the women," and like the whole crowd is women, and they're like, "What?"
But yeah, that whole stance that like it's your fault that you're offended. I'm like, no, dude, you said kind of an offensive thing, and like you don't get a free pass to just be a jerk and unfunny. Some things are funny, that you say that.
But
can
he plays
be sort of
quarterback
offensive.
really good.
Oh yeah. He threw one pass this year. got $37 million or whatever.
Did he even throw? Oh, I guess he did. In those
threw
3
one
snaps.
incomplete pass. Incomplete. Golly.
Jeez,
He threw one
threw one
incomplete
wang
pass.
Ever watch football?
He wunged a pass.
Incomplete. Incomplete pass.
I'm athleticism, okay?
Listen, I love sports ball.
Go team.
I love talking about the sports.
Love the Sox.
Love the White Sox.
Heard it here first,
That's a
folks.
soundbite.
Yeah,
That's a soundbite.
let's roll it all the way back. Chicago, born and raised. Moved to Evanston when I was in like 1st or 2nd grade.
Indiana?
Evanston, Illinois, just
I have
north
no
of
idea.
Chicago.
Yeah, I was
There is an
wonging it.
Evanston, Indiana. But
You should have went with it.
should have gone with it. No, I was wonging it. Moved to Evanston and grew up there. And I forget the rest of the question. I don't know. That's where I lived until I came here.
And then
Musical background.
when did you start playing?
Dude,
When did you start playing?
I didn't start playing music until college. I didn't know how to play guitar, which explains why I suck at guitar.
Were you singing before then?
So I started singing in my senior year of high school at the annual musical, the high school musical, and they did Little Shop of Horrors, and
Fantastic.
I just watched
just-
it like not too long ago.
it's a masterpiece. And I did it. I didn't know I could sing. I sang in the shower, sang in the car. You know, I didn't know I could hold a note really. And my buddy was like, "Well, you should audition because we have cast parties and there's a bunch of chicks. It's rad. You should be in it. You don't know how you could be a dancer in the background. Like
No better way to get chicks than to be in theater.
Exactly.
So it's true.
Said
It
everyone
is true,
ever.
actually.
No better way. But this was like everybody did it in the school, like because of the cast parties, like because you got an excuse to have a party,
Yeah, right on.
and and we'd get out of like whatever we were in because the rehearsals were every weekday in the evening, and you just get to be with your friends. And so I did it, and I auditioned, and they gave me Oren Scrivello. They gave me a lead part. They gave me
Shit.
Steve Martin. You'll be a dentist. I had to do that whole thing, and it was so rad. I loved being in musical theater, and I was like, well, singing's awesome. I should keep doing that. And so I graduated, that summer I took some singing lessons at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago. Which
Did they
is
help a lot?
Amazing. It did, yeah. I had never had any professional singing. Even during that, they gave me tips and stuff. But there's a DVD of it somewhere of me being a dentist, and it's awful. I hate listening to it, but at the same time, I love watching it because it's me. It's my roots. But then, I went to school and learned just a little more technique and breath control and stuff. And then in college, I wanted to keep singing, but I didn't really like the theater kids. They were even more cliquey and standoffish than like normal.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I was just scared to
Man,
do
sometimes
that.
colleges, depending on the size of them, like they're just bigger high schools.
And mine was actually smaller than my high school. I graduated with almost 1,000 kids.
Oh wow!
And
God, that's gigantic.
Yeah, it was big.
We had 50.
My
Dude,
God.
Dear God.
That was the whole town population of Wellston. Dude.
My high
Not
school-
shitting you, dude. Wellston's like right at 1,000.
Dude, my high school has its own zip code. It's the
Lord.
largest single building high school in America.
What's it called?
It's called Evanston Township High School, and it's got its own zip code. It's got its own power plant, and it's the biggest single building high school.
Completely unnecessary.
It's enormous.
Absolutely.
I graduated with 1,000 kids,
Unnecessary to have that big of a high school.
and it was not even full. The high school is not even full. There are wings of the high school that really don't get used, and I went to school with like 3,800 kids total, and so yeah, it was nuts. Anyway, so then I went to a liberal arts school, sissy liberal arts school.
need to
never work a day in my life.
You got hands like this, you're a liberal sissy
That's
boy.
where I got my soft hands.
I saw it. Heard that.
You don't eat cold ding dongs.
You ain't ever had a corn dog in your life.
But I didn't really. I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't vibe with the theater crew there. I'm sure they're great, wonderful people. I know they are because I graduated with them, and they are. But at the time, I was intimidated, and I just didn't think that they were the right fit for me. And so I didn't do theater. And my friend had a guitar that he brought, and he's like, I don't ever play this thing. It sits in the closet. Do you just want to play it for whatever? And it's some just some old Alvarez POS model, you know, and dude, the action is like an inch. It's like to push it down. It's
strings
like
you have the strongest forearn muscles in the Tri-County area.
You can fit your whole hand like under between the board, the fretboard, and the string. But I mean, my fingers are better for it. But I just kind of that was YouTube was starting to really come into its own.
My boy Marty
Schwartz, baby.
Yeah.
And
I learned Marty.
And I learned just whatever song I wanted to play. Some obviously Wonderwall.
Obviously,
essential.
See what else I learned.
So anyways,
Salvation Army.
So anyways, yeah.
So anyways, here's Tears in Heaven.
Here's Tears in Heaven.
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean a lot of stuff. Learn to play just my favorite tunes to play at the party and be that douche. Like we're having a fun party and then it's like, oh, you got a guitar, dude? Let me show you some songs. Like
they turn off the music and everybody.
Exactly. And so
how many times did you play Jumper?
God, I wore that song out, man. That's Graduate. But so I played through college and just coffee shop, like gigs and talent show stuff and just playing as much as I could. And then I graduated and I was like, I want to keep doing this. Obviously, being a musician is not necessarily going to pay the bills like right out of the gate unless you have something to.
Say it ain't so.
So yeah, I had to get a job, but I would do that. I was in a pretty badass cover band in Chicago, country cover band in Chicago. Country's always been a.
I was going to say, when did
life.
the country kind of integrate itself in
with like the Bob Seger and the Tom Petty and the Eagles, which are like that country adjacent. I call it like highway rock,
Americana
it's
type
like,
stuff. Yeah,
exactly. And so along with that, my mom grew up in a one horse town called Tilton, Illinois, and like they had a stoplight, and it got removed because like the electric bill was too high because nobody used it.
It costs like another $7 a month.
They had
it was
one
just blinking
stoplight
yellow the entire time.
Exactly.
Like, this is fucking.
They were like,
just up the electric.
Just get rid of it. We paid $13.79 last month in utilities. Take it down, Marty.
Cutting in the potluck.
Yeah, that one guy, Marty's been there 40 years.
So we took down. So yeah, I actually don't know if that story's true, but she grew up in the middle of nowhere. So she grew up listening to George Jones.
Nice.
And
Conway Twitty, all that good stuff.
And so I grew up listening to that, and then just that kind of transitioned into country radio would be on all the time. And so I grew up with 90s and early 2000s country music.
Dude, that's a pretty good period of like big hits and stuff.
Oh, man.
That's a pretty good period of country music.
It's there's an argument for saying that it's kind of the zenith of country music. Like was that late 90s, early 2000s.
I do love 90s country. I love 90s Alan Jackson.
It's, dude, Chattahoochee era Alan Jackson is
beautiful.
Unbeatable.
Amazing.
Box.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking
It's
love that
fantastic.
And so I grew up with that also, playing
Mark Chestnut.
pretty much all the time.
I actually hate all that stuff.
Oh, no.
No.
Says the Radiohead fan.
know.
Dude, have you guys ever had a band member get fired on like live on the podcast?
But there's always a fur.
Because you're fucking done.
I have a caveat, and that's a big word like luminary for you. So
Ooh, that's a multiple
Spell
syllable.
caveat.
CAVEAT.
Damn, that's good.
She's fast.
She's real fast.
That's why she's in the band. You're on fire.
I will say, I like his versions of those songs that I hate. I just don't
Why
like.
don't you like them? You just heard them too much, or just
I've just
never
never
ride with
been
them?
into contemporary country. I love old country, like
Old
Johnny
being
Cash,
older than the 80s.
Yeah.
like old, like more.
I'm sorry, I
folky.
didn't mean that to be like. I just mean like, is that kind of the older than like
Johnny Cash, John Prine, like those kind of guys,
Okay.
and then like more Americana country, like Jason Isbell and like stuff like that.
But the
I do like.
Alan Jackson.
No,
Wetzel?
Tyler Childers. I love Tyler
Tyler
Childers.
Childers,
No,
yeah.
there are people that I do like in country, but I'm not a fan of Alan Jackson or like any of those.
What about like George Strait?
No, I'm sorry.
This is really tough. This is a tough.
This is going to be a tough one.
What about Randy Travis?
No,
Did you know that people are
absolutely
going to
not.
listen to this?
I don't care.
Like, people are going to hear your opinion.
Let's go
fine.
ahead and rattle off your address, social security number, all
right
that good
now
stuff.
is the time for
Dox
you
it
to tell
right
me
now.
to cut this out. 'Cause we need to stop recording real fast.
Stop rolling.
You're in a country band. The
I
first
know,
song goes bow down, down, down,
But you
down.
didn't let me finish. I said I like your
I don't know how you
version.
can recover from this.
Your version of these songs that I hate. Like, I hate listening to them to learn them, but then when we play them live, I'm like, oh, this is cool.
But I
You guys
don't
want to talk about
understand
hot takes?
because I
We're on
can't.
one right now.
I can listen to what
I don't know,
I
you guys are
believe
looking
to
at me
be
for the hot
absolutely
takes.
terrible, like pop music.
Yeah.
And and I'll still be like, yeah, it's pretty catchy.
Fuck,
Like,
man.
I don't
Kylie
love it.
Minogue.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I love the
Pretty
shit
catchy.
out of Kylie Minogue. I
But
listen to the shit
how
out
can
of
you
her.
just listen to it and be like, garbage, shit?
Gaga?
Jury duty, blackmail, jury duty.
No, it's just such gold to me. I mean, the guitar tone.
Bubba shot the
from back then,
jukebox
like,
red.
Okay,
Yeah.
coming from a
Don't rock the
sonically
jukebox.
like standpoint, 90s country was the best drum sounds. Like their snares sound
Yeah.
so fucking good.
Mhm.
It's just a shit ton of compression. But they're
It
so
is super
crisp.
catchy music.
They're
I'm not
so-
gonna.
They're recorded.
I get it.
The
but-
studios up in Nashville got that shit figured out because like everything that came out of the 90s.
2 Dozen
sounds
Roses
so
smacks
good.
so hard.
Like Dust on the Bottle?
2
Fuck.
roses.
No, not that one. Sorry. That one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know. You're definitely.
What about like
you're-
Alabama? You like Alabama?
Listen, I know it's your opinion.
Charlie
Like,
Daniels?
I just want to tell you that
Black
your
Oak, Arkansas?
opinion's fucking wrong, Amanda. Like,
I like it, but you're fucking wrong.
I know you're entitled to it, but it doesn't
You guys
make
didn't
it
drive
right.
here together, did you?
No, thank God.
Good.
That would have been a real awkward ride back.
Good.
Like, so about that podcast earlier, what you said.
Do you remember
I'm
that?
still thinking
we need
about
to talk
that.
about that. He's gonna call me at like 2 a.m. and be like, "So when you said,
Did you really mean that?
did you really
yeah.
mean that you don't like Alan Jackson?"
So you popped out of the womb loving Alan Jackson.
Oh yeah.
And so the country music, that's when it got integrated. And were you just I'm curious because was it kind of like you fell into the country music thing, like this cover band was kind of like there, or like,
a little bit? And
because would you in a slightly alternate timeline been in like a rock band or something like that?
Yeah. I still would love to be in a rock band. I would love to be I would love to do musical theater and like.
We do both love musical theater. That is
It's true.
somewhere we're
Yes.
There you go.
United.
You got
That's
some.
cool.
We do have
That
some
brings us
common
together.
Yeah,
ground.
that's good. Try and sever that.
It
Outside
brings
of the
us
fucking
together.
country band that we're in.
Tether
Like-
that connection back as
do
it's
it,
been
do it,
brutally
yeah.
severed on
Do
this
it.
podcast.
Do a song from like Hamilton or something. You know? He's a fucking, oh man.
Oh no.
Hadestown.
I
That
Hadestown.
was really
Yeah.
good.
No, I just like I love all sorts of stuff, and my voice definitely lends itself more to country than anything else, and it's a huge part of my musical upbringing. And I love the storytelling. I love the every man. Now, like the country music nowadays is not that. We have gone so far afield from what I think country music is about. But
What do you
know,
think
it
about?
used to-
And this, I don't mean to get you in trouble, but what do you think about Zach Bryan?
I like Zach Bryan. I think
I
that.
actually kind of like him too. So
So I like.
Shocked.
Common
Absolutely.
ground.
No, I'm just playing.
No, I like Zach Bryan because it's authentic, and I think that, and I think there's a lot of people. He came out with something that is. If you hear a Zach Bryan song, you're immediately like, "That's Zach Bryan," because they all sort of sound the same, right? Like his.
It's kind of the knock against him, but also that's his thing.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I love it, is because like, dude, okay, you put out songs that are all very much in the same lane. They're all sort of the same.
I
Like,
just can't believe how astronomically huge he's gotten.
oh yeah, he
Dude.
should not be in like
Chris
stadiums.
Stapleton
Well,
land. You know,
I do love Chris Stapleton.
Chris
well, I
Stapleton's-
love Chris. I mean, who
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't love
miss.
Chris Stapleton?
He
That guy
doesn't.
could sing me the phone book.
He doesn't miss,
know?
dude. Chris Stapleton doesn't miss. But Zach Bryan, he's not like he needs to. I think maybe take a page out of like. Says the guy that is not at that level at all and doesn't deserve.
Oh
to
yeah,
have an
no, we
opinion
can.
on
All,
Zach
we
Bryan.
all are like,
But-
wait, this guy needs to slow down. Okay.
No, it's just like he's more of a listening type stuff. Like it's weird that he's playing like a big stadium like rock shows
Like full
with
band
people.
around him and everything.
I think he kind
Like-
of messed up by producing this latest album by self-producing it. I
Yeah.
really think he would have like benefited from the input of someone not
Yeah.
like his best friend or something, you know?
But that's what people, I mean, the thing that,
Because to me, that's like growing as an artist.
yeah.
That's something you got to do is kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone. I
I
just
think
don't know
he's
that he's
not
like totally
leaving
on
his
board
comfort
with
zone
that.
at all.
Yeah.
I think he's staying right in it, which is
But he's still fairly new. You know, he's only been around for 3
something
years
like that.
or something.
And and fans may outgrow it, you know, but like he's going to be the pioneer in that sort of like rough around the edges kind of cowboy sad emo stuff, right? Like he's the pioneer there, so his songs will always be.
So is country emo music just chemo?
Ooh, I like that.
Whoa.
Chemo, dude.
Whoa.
Stay here first at the Spark and Plug.
That's trademark. No one
Right
else can
here.
use
Chemo.
it.
Right
Spark
here
and
for
Plug
No one's ever heard
officials.
chemo.
No,
If
first
you,
word. CEMO.
that's so good you'll lose your hair.
You're pulling it out.
Yeah, I like that shit. Well, isn't chemo just technically like Whiskey Town with like Ryan Adams? Didn't they already do that shit? You know,
Yeah,
with
I
like
guess.
the early shit.
guess, yeah.
I guess, but I didn't say it then.
Fuck, I love Ryan Adams.
Sure. I didn't say it, but
Dude's a complete douchebag.
But anyways, yeah. So he should.
I like his
I think that
music.
he deserves what he has. I like it because it's authentic and it's his writing and what I don't like is the Something in the Orange goes nuts, right? Like he goes from sweaty, rough around the edges guy on the back of a truck singing a song on YouTube to Something in the Orange, going astronomically huge, and that is a beautiful, vulnerable song. It's fucking out of control. The
Dude,
like
the
power that
lyricism, the
align.
imagery is.
It's
I didn't
good.
understand it
something in
until
the
I actually
orange.
read the lyrics,
Yeah.
and I was like,
It's
"Holy
beautiful.
shit!"
It's
This
just
is
one of
really
those things
good.
that it's just something you would say, in passing that you wouldn't really ever notice, but when you put it on a pedestal like that, there's something in the orange, and you're like, what the fuck, man, that is deep.
Yeah, with the Zach Bryan sound, a lot of guys, I've had a couple guys come in the studio and say, I really want it to sound Zach Bryan.
Yep, and that's the problem.
Do you want me to record it with my phone? Because that's what he did.
Dude, he
Like,
just
I
just
can't-
released his voice memos
Yeah, I mean,
app. He
that's
just
what I'm
released
saying.
the first 30
I'm
records.
like, dude, I can give you on my
Dude,
phone.
I'm like,
I
yeah.
can't,
Who listens to this? It's 30 songs that aren't even really completed songs.
That's okay.
know?
Here's a hot take that is going to get me in some trouble. But all of these
Eric, turn
artists
them up.
I love it.
putting out
Soundbite.
all of these country artists, Hardy, Zach Bryan, Morgan Wallen, who's the other one?
Co
that did
Wetzel?
it?
How dare you
Is it
utter
Co?
he who shall not be named?
think it's
They're
Co.
putting out double albums. Who the fuck do you think you? I'm sorry, but like,
You're not Tom Petty.
if you're
Ryan
drinking
Adams.
what I'm thinking, are you thinking about me, dude? We don't need 28 of that. We don't.
No
one
needs
needs
that.
I'll
who
be
do
on
you
that
think
hill
you
with you.
like
I'll die
that?
on that hill with you. I agree with that shit.
I will
Who
say
do you
Ryan
think you
Adams.
are that you need to put
Ryan
that
Adams had a good double album.
song out? Like,
Yeah, he did.
There are good double albums, but they are like way more.
Yeah,
there needs to be way
usually
more thought put into that than just like bunch of songs equal good.
Oh, Luke Combs. He's the other one that did it. He put out a
yeah.
double album, and it's stadium pop like bro country, and it is.
Bear never broke my heart. Yeah,
This is like
18
the
of those.
evolved
Dude,
version of bro
stand
country.
alone,
though.
like those songs. I like those guys in their own right, for what it's worth. But like,
Tommy, a double
The-
album with 3.5 minute songs.
but a double album with "Beer Never Broke My Heart" is not. That's not a double album, dude. Just put another album out in 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what bugs me is that it's a cash grab and it's totally isolating like everyone else from making any sort of impact on the major charts.
Yeah,
At one point it was Hardy, Morgan Wallen, and Luke Combs. There were 3 artists in the top 10, and that was it. There was
yeah, it
last
was
year.
insane. Yeah,
There was
Can we
3
just move
artists.
Hardy over to rock already? Can we just
But it's
move
like
him,
what?
move
That
his
is
ass out to
so
Los Angeles.
truck.
That's so yucky, dude, that you put 3 artists have the entire top 10 just completely isolated from anyone else.
This ain't the '60s, dude. When it took like a whole nation to put an album up on the Billboard,
Dude,
like the Beatles
Like,
and shit.
let
This ain't
somebody
happening.
else in. You know that everyone is going to buy your records. Just take the top 5 and let other artists get some songs. Like, Hayley Witters, for one. Like, she's a phenomenal writer and a phenomenal player, but she didn't have anything on the charts at that time because she couldn't. Nobody could. Mm-hmm. Like Phoebe Bridgers. I know it's not country, but like all these people that they're blocking the market. I know genre kind of, swapping.
Well, it's the same way
like,
Jason Aldean shit shot up,
that
because
was
of that
just
one
based on-
controversial
that was-
song.
That's fucking crazy. That song he put out just recently, the political song. Was it you?
Try that in a small town?
No. It was he just released
There was another
another
political
one.
song?
one.
It was
Golly.
just like I'm voting for Trump. Fuck Biden, and that was it. That was the song. That was basically it. And it's like,
Wow.
dude, I could have swore you were the one telling me about it. Why are you looking at me blankly?
I can't, like...
Because I don't remember.
Fuck, who was that?
I just
Eric,
can't.
was
it you?
It's just not. I don't know. Morally, it is not morally sound to do that to people. You're just taking their money. You're not telling a story that is valid and by any, like try that in a small town. No, try what in a small town? There's not going to be any Black Lives Matter movements in a small town. There's not going to be. You have.
Go to Dollar General?
You have massive addiction problems in a small town. Why don't you write a song about that those people will align with
Well, that
instead
wouldn't
of
sell money.
writing exactly.
Or that wouldn't sell money.
sell
tickets.
You have corrupt.
I know, and that's what I'm saying is that then they push this narrative that like, well, you couldn't get away with that in a small town.
Couldn't
I
get away
know.
with what?
You got
Like,
corrupt
well,
town
just being a
officials
bad guy.
looking at you, Wellston.
Yeah, like couldn't get away with what in a small town? Well, you couldn't get away with
Riding in the streets.
having melanin. That would be tough for one. Like, geez,
We got 60 people in the streets at Wellston.
like it's not. Yeah, it's not fair to do that and then call it authentic. That
Yeah.
song fucking drives me nuts.
That makes sense.
It's not genuine at all.
It's just you're just capitalizing on fear. You're just those people don't want that to happen to their town, and so you are taking their money because they want to promote that because they're scared of it happening.
It's already just kind of
It's just
embarrassing, the entire
fear-mongering.
thing, because it's like you don't even take away any of the message, take away any of it, and it's just one guy walking into a room with like 5 other people, and they're like, "We wrote this song for you.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to record it?" And he's like,
I don't know, man.
Well,
Give
that
it a
song
shot.
came out well before like that song had
Before
been
the
out
video.
for a year.
Yeah.
or so,
That Jason
or
Aldean
more.
song, that sounds like a song that his dumb ass would write. Like, I'm pretty sure he might have been like, guys, I got a really good song I just wrote at my lake house. And
I
they're all
just
like,
wrote
"Oh,
it.
Fuck.
I just wrote in my third
Dude,
lake house.
When I
check
remember-
it out, dude. It's about a small town.
when
It's
I
like,
listen to Amarillo Sky and look at that guy on the cover, and then I look at his mouth has slowly gotten lower and
Jason
lower.
Aldean.
Like it just gets
dude, drop the
bigger
earrings,
open.
man. Drop the fucking earrings.
It just
dude.
go. It
You're
went
a grown-ass man.
on the Amarillo Sky album. It was kind of like half. It was kind of. But now it's like
Now he's just a mouth breather. Like
He
he's
is a fucking mouth, but yeah, he's wearing tight ass black shirts.
you could fit a whole lead-ridden Stanley Cup in that thing.
Close that shit.
Yeah, he sounds like a morbidly obese person just trying to speak.
Try that in a small town.
No offense.
That is one of my favorite things to
You
say.
can try putting
though.
some melted
He's
cheese on
dying
that in a
over
small town.
But I'll tell you one thing.
dude.
No, it's the really heavy nose breathing for me though.
Dude, when people don't know how to
This
use
is
a
like some kind of
microphone.
terrible ASMR.
Eric's like, I can't do it anymore. I gotta take the earphones off.
Just being inside of Eric is too much for him. Yeah. Yeah. Hold up the lead-ridden Stanley Cup, please.
Hold on, I'm gonna drink my water.
Yeah, smack that water around.
Give me a
This
little
is
muk-
now an ASMR.
Give me some
podcast.
mukbang. Who's got some Chinese food we can eat?
Got some potato soup in the fridge.
Oh my gosh.
So, anyways,
So anyways,
what
I was kissing this guy.
Digress.
Yeah.
what would you say is your big jumping point into music where you were like, I can do this? Because you were on The Voice,
I was.
which was like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
I
I've
was
had the privilege of
actually about
talking
a
with a
year
couple
ago.
people that were on American Idol, and they were like, yeah, it was really cool. It was also pretty fucking crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
there
it's
were like
totally
some
crazy.
pretty seedy kind of undersides to the whole thing that was kind of crazy.
Well, I don't know about that. That I can't say existed that I experienced on The Voice.
Well, they
There's
were on
a lot
American
of-
Idol's way worse, obviously.
It's
Totally
way,
different.
way worse. No,
Randy Jackson.
there's a lot of intricacies like to producing a show like that that has 20 million viewers and takes 100 million to produce and stuff. Like it's Hollywood, dude. And that's the thing. It's called The Voice, and everybody gets on the show and sings songs.
It's
right.
just fast paced. Just get in there, sing your song, get out.
Well, right. And there's that. But it's also people forget that it's TV first. Like it's not the music does not come first. The music comes second. It's not cursory, like it's not just kind of bolted onto the side of a show. It's a show about music. So those are the two things. But first and foremost, you've got to be like a TV star. You want to, we're going to put your face on screen. So with that in mind, there's a lot of things that go on, I assume, on the production side of things to make it a little more interesting because it's got to be watchable. And, you got to love the characters just like any other show. To root for them and vote for them and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I had one, this girl we met, I had talked to at ACM, and she was like, well, I went and tried out, and I was, the little pool I was put in front of these judges, they said I sounded the best out of everybody, but there was another girl that sounded pretty good, but, and they just told me all this up front. They were like, yeah, well, you're not moving on, but this other girl is because her mom's got cancer and she's in the hospital, so she's going to have a little bit better story than you. So we're sorry, but that's just going to be the way it is.
Upfront about it.
So I can tell you firsthand, there's no way a producer said that to her.
Okay, maybe she just made it up.
I'm not trying to call her a liar. I don't know her, but there's no way a producer said, having been on the show and knowing most of the producers,
this probably opens up to way too much liability.
I can tell you there is no way that somebody said, well, she's got a better story and she's
this
prettier.
is American Idol, man.
Oh, well, maybe they could have done that. I can't speak to American Idol. We can make that shit up. That wouldn't happen on The Voice. We could tell all sorts of lies about American Idol, but that wouldn't have happened on The Voice. It's very authentic. Like everybody that's on that show is just a lights out singer, like a lights out vocalist. And it's crazy that there's been 24 seasons of it now and that they just keep coming up with like these singers, like there's so many, there's been hundreds of people on that show and all of them, some of them better than others and some of them aren't on the show, right? They don't get picked. I think they probably might bring some like fodder, out there that maybe are a little bit of lower rung so they can provide some, I don't know. You can show off like, oh, that's why this person is a real vocalist.
Legitimacy, yeah.
Maybe not. I also know some people that didn't get chair turns that are phenomenal singers.
Yeah,
and
there's
probably
has to do with like I don't know what the rhyme or reason, stuff like that. Maybe
there's a lot that goes into song selection and that sort of thing. There's phenomenal way better than me that didn't make the show. So it's I don't know exactly what the secret sauce is. The producers certainly do, but it's I can't say that it is a phenomenal experience. It was so much fun to get to do and kind of see how the sausage is made. You know,
did you have to like stay in a little hotel with everybody and stuff?
Where'd you film it at, real fast?
I can't tell you, and I can't tell you.
Oh, sorry.
I am contractually bound throughout the universe in perpetuity, however that fucking contract goes.
It was in Des Moines, Iowa, wasn't it?
It was in Portugal. And
whoa, that's
way cheaper on the old taxes,
dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. Other than airfare,
no, we just took.
No, it's obviously in LA, and it's a really cool experience. You get to you get to be a pseudo celebrity for a while.
Were there people you met there that you're still friends with?
Yeah. I talked to not everybody from the show, but like pretty big contingent of the 40 that made teams.
Yeah.
I talked to almost all of them. There may be a couple that I don't. There's cliques within it. It's just like any other social situation. Like, everybody kind of pairs off into their group of 5 to 10 people, and I've got my sort of core
I'm
group.
sure like coach and genre and stuff has different
a little bit,
things
yeah,
to do with
but
that.
Honestly, the group that I still like, we've got a Snapchat conversation in the group that with a bunch of people in it, and that group, we were all across different teams. We met before we
that's pretty cool.
got chosen, and so we still keep up. And there's people in it that didn't make the show or didn't. So there's it's cool, and it's a really, really, really cool group of. You go through a very intense situation together, right?
You guys build that bond.
It's really quick. Like you're out in LA, you're not there in the grand scheme of things for very long, but you go through, is this person going to like me? Is Blake Shelton going to think I'm good? I'm going on TV in front of millions of people eventually, right? Like it's a high pressure.
It's very nerve-wracking.
High pressure situation, and you've got to always put your best out there. And so it's super high pressure, and you're all kind of experiencing that together. So some of them call it like a trauma bond. I wouldn't call it trauma because we're extremely privileged to be able to get that opportunity. And I think trauma is not the right word, but it's a very, very strong
Very
bond.
intense. It's definitely very intense.
Because it's you're in this situation and just seeking another's approval pretty much. Nonstop.
Well, and you make it far enough, then you got to worry about how you've appeared to the audience over like the course of the whole season.
Oh yeah, dude. And then you got to read the YouTube comments. That's
that
the experts, the real experts.
Oh yeah. That's a trip. That's fun. I had a great time reading the negative comments about me. Like everybody called me Mitch Hedberg because I wore the glasses, which is a tremendous compliment.
I know, I love Mitch Hedberg.
Comedy genius. R.I.P. But like I wore the glasses on every episode because I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a kind of a calling card. Like I'm gonna make a.
Well, people immediately recognize you, that kind of stuff.
Like the glasses are, it's the guy with the glasses. They'll always kind of remember that. And so I tried to do that to make myself sort of stand out. And I forgot what we were talking about.
What did the negative comments at all like?
Oh, the negative comments, right?
Dude,
people trashed me.
Yeah.
Like,
did any of it get to you or anything?
No, it's pretty funny.
Who has the mental energy? I'll never understand it. Who has the mental energy to like comment on those Facebook posts where it's like a barber that'll bring in like an obviously like stage person with like all the bad hair and stuff. And they're like, look at me, clean this person up, and then some old lady's just like, that's nice, and what? I'm like. Go home.
Dude,
someone take her phone away.
Dude, I don't think I've ever had the thought after watching a YouTube video. There's like, you know what? I'm going to speak my mind on this video right now in the comment section.
Right. Who does that?
But people write some pretty nasty stuff.
I don't know, dude. What if Amanda's just on every Alan Jackson video and she's like...
It is Amanda under every Alan Jackson.
It's like that South Park episode where
garbage.
It's the one guy's song. The one guy's dad...
would be better if Tom York wrote this.
And he's just like, yeah.
Randy? Yeah.
No, not Randy. Who's the Jewish guy?
Kyle's dad.
Whatever his name is. Have you seen that episode of South Park where Kyle's dad is like this hidden internet bully where he just bullies everyone at night when they go to bed?
I haven't.
That's Amanda. Amanda will just be like...
Yeah, that's true.
She just like
she
puts
was the
on...
one that made the comment about the Mitch Hedberg.
She goes to every... like Alan Jackson or George Strait video and just says like would be better if it was Tom York that wrote this.
Have you even heard of Radiohead? Very overlooked.
If you like this, try Radio.
Very underrated.
You
very
guys probably
overlooked.
never heard this underground band called Radiohead.
No one's heard of them.
But no, it's like some of them, you'll start to think about, they can get to you because they're like well-written negative reviews of your performance. You're like, ooh.
This guy really watched all of it.
Ooh.
And, took
like some
away.
of them, some of them, one that actually has stuck with me, one of the negative comments is,
could use a trim.
Very
use unshaven.
A trim. Could lose the muffin top that he's over his jeans. No, nobody said that. But it was, he sounds too much like the record. And as a musician, I was like, oh.
Mortified.
Well, it hit me right in the stomach. I was like, fuck. You're telling me I don't sound like Ross, because that's what you want to do. You want to go out and you want to sound like you. This is my version of this song. Is my goal.
But that's like such a... That's so difficult because they're not really watching you live.
Right.
They're not.
They're seeing one.
They're
seeing one take.
They're seeing this music pumped through their shitty little computer speakers.
Right.
And it's totally different. It's
a
billion times different.
But in my as a performer, as a singer, I listen to it and I'm like, man,
I took that personal. I
didn't put my flair on it as much as I could, And I think I like my last one, With or Without You by U2, my playoff round. I think that argument could be made. I didn't put my spin on it enough to make it to the next round. I think that I could have done it more Ross Clayton and less Bono.
But it's almost like at that point, man, isn't it just almost a game of luck? It's just kind of like who was on their absolute just...
Yeah.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. I got kind of burned out on the voice stuff because it just felt like everyone was so good. It's just so. It just
really
seems
good.
so unfair to me.
That's my biggest argument is that like you bring these really good musicians up here, like on
They're all
American
playing
Idol,
with
and
this
then they get
incredible
told they're
backing
not good
band.
enough. It's like, but you're way better than me,
You're on TV.
and you're really
That's
fucking
why you're-
good.
yeah.
You're not bad. You're really good.
That's why you're there.
Who
It's 'cause
told
you're
Katy
talented.
Perry she was talented? I'm just playing. She can sing pretty good when she wants to.
Oh man, Katy Perry just caught a stray on that one.
Luke Bryan,
Yeah.
highly questionable.
Dude, that Luke Bryan is the.
That dude gets so trashed before every
rain
show.
is a good thing. the Kermit, dude. Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Him and Mahomes would like to have a word.
But yeah, it's. I mean, all in all, like, yeah, I can't divulge much about how like the inner workings of the show on the air.
I mean, I appreciate
obviously.
you just talking about it. You know, I
It's-
know some
yeah.
people would be like, I've talked about it a million times. It's
I
probably
have,
cool.
but it's also like the biggest thing I've done in my career, so I can't like abandon it. You know, that would be even more pretentious than like.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a cool fucking thing I did.
Yeah, that's the
So-
past. That's the past, Ross.
It was.
I don't
yeah,
focus on that.
Oh yeah,
This is
like
the
he
next
never
chapter.
shuts up about it. I'm like, well, I don't talk about it that much, but it's also like the biggest thing I've done. So,
How'd you end up in
Yeah.
Oklahoma?
my ex-wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, we met a long time
On The
ago.
Voice.
We
No, I'm
met
just
on The Voice. Is that quick? No, and I don't need to dive into that too much, but we met. We did the long distance thing, like 10 years ago, and did the long distance thing for a while, and then I was just like a guy up in Chicago with a girlfriend in Oklahoma, working a do nothing job, playing music on the weekends, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go play country music in Oklahoma, and I'm going to be with her here. So that's what we did.
Was there a big difference in like music scene wise?
Yeah. So
I mean, I would assume there would be, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
So Oklahoma doesn't pay shit for country music bands or for bands in general.
yeah,
And Chicago's got a phenomenal country market. It's probably one of the biggest in the United States.
wow.
God damn it.
There's huge country market in Chicago, and dude, I would make $2,000 on a Thursday.
Isn't that some
Wow.
shit though, man?
Yeah.
Like how like we can't even pay our own country artists here the
Dude.
same as people in fucking
Oh, I know.
And then people
Chicago.
wonder why they leave.
Yeah,
you know?
they wonder why we have the most
Christ.
like per capita country stars of any state. I mean,
It's a fucking gold mine.
go
here.
to that fucking mural downtown and look at the stupid train they have painted on the wall.
And all the motherfuckers
All
that
of them
there.
are on there, dude. There's 100. I mean, we could talk for a long time about the country music stars that have either writers or performers or both or producers that come from Oklahoma.
Well, they're
And
writing about how shit they get paid.
we just can't keep them because we don't pay anything and we don't celebrate. We only celebrate them after they've gone to Nashville to
and then we
make
claim
something.
them, and then they're claimed.
And then they're like, well, they're Oklahomans. And,
Yeah.
well, you didn't do shit. They had to go somewhere else to make it. And I love Oklahoma, but like that is the thing that's really frustrating. We don't celebrate music and the music coming out of Oklahoma as much as we should. And I think that's going to change soon because there's so much cool music coming out of Oklahoma. Like it's sort of an indie country scene, kind of a chemo scene.
Yeah.
Like we've got, there's a lot of singer-songwriters coming out of Oklahoma now, and I think maybe we're starting to embrace it a little bit.
A lot of sad
I
boys
seems
around
like
here.
Seems
Lot
I
of
mean,
sad boys.
even just you guys doing this is a new thing, right? Like, when I moved here 10 years ago, there was nothing. There was no podcast. There was no, you come in and film a couple live songs. It's going to be dope. And then we're going to promote it. Help us help you, right? Like, I'll promote your podcast, you promote me. It's a win-win. Like, everybody gets more followers and we kind of level up, right? So, but it's hard to come by that sort of camaraderie in music when in a environment.
Such a dog eat dog world,
It's-
Yeah, it's a good thing
exactly
you
it.
acknowledge that because
Like-
that's exactly how we looked at it. We're like, how are we going to be able to get bands out here? Because we're, well,
in the middle of nowhere.
it's
and
an even trade. It's just like we're bartering,
Right, yeah.
Here's product, and you just helped us by giving us another episode.
Right,
know?
you give us
So-
another episode, and you get now access to all of my followers, and I get access to yours.
It's a
and
win-win,
We all
yeah.
win, and it's tough because in markets where it's not necessarily celebrated, or like Nashville, where everybody and their mom is as collaborative as the next person. Everybody wants to be in a room because it makes you better, and they know that there's a market there that's going to celebrate it. And here, it's very like me and mine. Like I'm going to make it because of what I did. And not like, let's all get in a room and do a songwriter
It's
series.
such a backwards mindset.
It's weird. And I think it's changing for what it's worth. I think we are sort of on the precipice of... That's
the luminary precipice.
Well,
precipice isn't the right word. I think a mountain is what we're looking at. We want to go up, right? So
we're actually just about to fall off the horrible cliff.
We're
the
about to get way
precipice of the
worse.
horrible cliff.
No, we're at the foot of a mountain, and I think that we're going to start celebrating it a little bit more with the Maps project and OKC and the arts and stuff like that. They're starting to celebrate it a little bit more. But
with those new amphitheaters coming in, man, I wonder what that'll do.
And the Opry got a new place to play at. Like there's a lot going on that's really good for the Oklahoma music scene, but it's still tough, and you're not going to get. I don't know. There's places that that would contact me right after the show, and they were like, and I'm not saying that I deserve to make $10,000 when I go play. I don't, but
you definitely deserve to make money.
I deserve to.
That's kind of undebatable.
Well, and a lot of people don't recognize that, like being in a band is. I heard this a long time ago, and I can't even remember who said it to me, but it was some old wise guitarist. But it was, I'll play my songs for free. I'll play your music for free. It's the 3 hours of hauling my shit here to this venue, loading it, and then the 3 hours loading out afterwards, and the hours of practice to not sound like ass for you guys. Yep. Is what you're paying me for. You're not paying me.
Yeah, they think it's just those 2 or 3 hours that you're playing. It's like there's so much outside of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're like, dude, you have 1,000 monthly listeners. Like, who do you think you are? You don't deserve the big bucks. I'm like, no, man, but I at least deserve some
I don't
money
deserve
for the effort I put in.
$25. Like, fuck off.
And how is it we've come this far with music, and like there's still venue owners that don't understand that.
Oh, dude,
this has been an ongoing battle since like the beginning of
since
time
before jukeboxes were fucking invented, man.
It's just like
Oh, and there's times, and Amanda doesn't even know this, but there's been gigs. Well, there's been gigs that I don't take a cut so that the band can get paid.
There's been times where he doesn't even play the Alan Jackson cover because he actually knows you hate Alan Jackson.
No, I just that I won't take a cut so that I can get my band paid so that I can sound better, and that doesn't make me like a good person, but it makes me mad at the people,
and rightfully so.
Like, why you wouldn't pay? I don't know. You wouldn't steal a house. You wouldn't steal Are those commercials too old for you for pirating music?
No,
you wouldn't steal a song.
You wouldn't steal a song.
Those were like at the commercials. We watched like National National Treasure on DVD.
Oh yeah,
at the very beginning of it was like, you wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a car. So why would you pirate a movie?
Man, we almost made like a parody commercial of that.
Like, absolutely
for the studio when we first started out. We were trying to figure out how to do it, but we settled on. Have you ever seen the Quentin Tarantino, the Grindhouse series where they have like the little fake trailers for stuff? There's one where he's like,
it was like Nazi werewolves.
What was the one about the scary house or whatever? Where it's like, it was don't. It was like, don't go in the room. Don't open the door. But ours was like, don't come out to Bison Tail and record great music. I don't know. It's if you want to scroll all the way back on our Facebook page.
I do want to find that. I do want to find that. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't feel like we're doing enough for musicians. You can't expect to pay a band $300 to come play for 2.5 hours and expect them to fucking want to show up. And
it's just totally backwards, man. It's the arts. You know what I'm saying? You don't go and see a new movie for free.
Exactly.
Right. You're more than happy to pay like $5, $10, whatever, and see the movie.
Dude, have you been to movies?
I know.
Lately?
It's like $27.
Well, over in Little Chandler has a little movie theater that's like $5. But the bigger ones.
Have you guys seen Schindler's List? They just put it out.
The bigger ones.
We just got it here in Wellston.
Shit, what do you mean? Have you seen Toy Story? That motherfucker.
What do you mean? There's colored movies? What the fuck?
It's all fucking CGI and shit.
Point being, you pay a bunch of money to go see a fucking movie. God damn it! But then people are like $5, $10 for like, it's like
We're like, well, we can't afford.
Sucks.
Well,
what if I don't like it?
And they say like, well, we can't afford to pay you more than $150. Well, then you can't afford to have a band, man. Right. Stop trying to book people like
with their shitty.
Why don't you bring people into your bar?
And Spotify list going and
and I like I'll bring people out. Like
put the fucking touch tunes on, like fuck it.
And I get like people come to my shows. I'm not selling out big theaters or anything, but like I sell tickets, and so they're like, but you go play way out in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, well, we can only pay you $100. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have live music then, man, because nobody's gonna. I mean, people will do that. You'll get some people that'll go out
at the Chug-Suckle.
At Chug-Suckle and
live band.
Exactly. But like you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody to care enough, because you're not telling them that you care about their music.
They're just going to get cover bands.
You're just going to get kind of a shitty cover band. And dude, in Chicago, we'd play places down like downtown in Wrigleyville, and on a Thursday, I think the least I ever got paid on a Thursday was $800. For a 5-piece band, and we all fucking walked away with,
Yeah.
So it's like
Tulsa's a little bit better at that.
Tulsa's got a way better music scene than Oklahoma City does, and
Oklahoma
City could beat them.
It's been like that historically. Though.
They don't have better musicians, but they have better venues.
I think that's true. We could, I mean, and Oklahoma City could, if we really invested in it, and I think people are starting to open up some venues and stuff, but like, we could beat them. We could be really, really great.
If those venue owners would care about the local bands,
we could be great again.
Well, and I get it. They've got to pay their bills, and they do that through selling drinks, so it's fine. But like, if you want people to bring in their fans,
you got to pay.
Transaction. Yeah, it's
like you do with anything with your business. You're trading services for something, and
absolutely.
like you're totally boning the other end.
Yeah,
you're taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. So
you wouldn't not pay a musician. You wouldn't set him up with a super shitty
You
PA.
wouldn't play Tennessee whiskey.
You wouldn't get a super stoned or drunk sound guy to help out that musician.
That is also the owner.
Yeah, that is also the owner's son. And wait till you hear his band.
You're opening up for the owner's son's band. Like,
exactly.
We've done that before.
4 hours away.
Ross, what else do you got? What do you and Amanda got? You got a full band.
Yeah,
that you normally play with. Yeah. What do you guys got coming up? Because you just said 2 of these songs are unreleased.
Yeah, 2 of those songs are unreleased. So
fortunately, no mashup cover of "Cover Me Up" and "Body Shop."
Ooh, yeah. Maybe that might be an idea. Episode we come back.
That should be a hidden track. You do one of those long drawn out silences, and then it's like, "Mom, don't go, Daddy's getting hot."
That would be good, actually. Or have it like write a song and have that come out when you play it backwards on the vinyl. That is what comes out.
My sweet Satan.
My sweet Satan.
Daddy don't know. Daddy not.
Dude, has anybody played that song backwards?
Yeah. Oh.
Some devil worship music right there.
Oh, okay.
And I love that song, by the way. Sam Smith's my guy. But we've got a bunch of stuff coming out. We're playing ACM at UCO here in a couple weeks.
Dude, that's awesome. Eduardo hook you guys up?
Yeah. February 16th.
Hell yeah.
February 16th
Nice.
will be at ACM UCO. You guys should totally come.
Yep.
And
That'll be a trio.
Anybody-
that's going to be a trio.
Are you guys playing with anybody, or it's just you guys?
Just
somebody who's opening for us?
Oh, there's a
The students opening for us, I think.
What is it like?
it's kind of a whole night.
What is that thing? Their band's called something weird, like the student number 2, the student band, or something like that. Like,
I don't know. It's in the email.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
It's in the
but
event
anyways.
on Ticketmaster or wherever the fuck it is.
Sure.
But somebody's opening for
Brady
us.
Shatton,
Yeah, I think he's a student.
Oh, cool.
And,
cool.
current ACM performance student.
Yeah,
Sick.
Hell yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited about. He's probably going to be way better than me. But we said a music
Hey man,
school.
just,
He's
just
like,
break out the Sam Smith.
You guys
cover.
ever heard of Wonderwall? You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Anyway,
No,
there's something in the
he's
orange.
playing
But we're gonna play that, and that's gonna be as a trio. We do like a little, like a bluegrassy kind of vibe to some stuff. Like
Oh,
we
so
take
cool.
all the songs and put a banjo and a fiddle on it and an acoustic guitar, and so we tried it in Tulsa. We were on the news, and we were on Good Day Tulsa, and they had this one
Oh, we've been up
dope
there.
ass ribbon mic that they had, and they put us in front
Yeah,
of,
that's cool.
and we all crowded around it old style. And
Hell yeah. Did you
and
guys
just
take a
played-
picture from that view from that storm deck or whatever they have out there?
No, we didn't
No.
do
Dude, that
we
was-
didn't
That
know
was a
about
cool
that.
storm deck.
That was because
What is that? We did have a wild turkey walk in the parking lot on our way in.
Yeah, they have like a.
That was kind of cool.
I've heard that happens.
I'm sure you guys got there really early, right? Because they film it at whatever, 7 in the morning or whatever it is. And we got there and we were there early, and I was like, anyways, I caught the sunset coming up on that storm, and it was fucking really cool. It was like kind of cloudy and stormy, and it was badass. But I was just curious.
No,
I
didn't get to
I'm
go
not a
up there.
picture guy. I don't take a lot of pictures, but I was like, I'm gonna take a picture of that.
We just got the turkey.
Nice.
The turkey was all we got.
We got a turkey in the parking lot. That was the coolest thing that we got.
To eat or like a physical animal?
It walked in front of us.
Yeah.
It trotted by us.
Then we ate it. We put it in the car, and then we took it.
We smashed it over the head with my buddy's $6,000 pre-war guitar.
Hand it back to him, thanks, man. Fuck.
He's probably gonna get mad that it's more than $6,000. You undervalued my guitar.
How dare you?
But
you can see clips on Ross Clayton's Instagram.
It's true. Yeah, we did put those clips up. They're on Instagram, and but we did that, and so I think that's what we're gonna do at ACM. We're gonna see what mics they have available and see if I'm sure they have one that can get all three of us, and we're just gonna kind of crowd around it, what's it called?
In constant
Oh brother, where art thou?
Yeah.
I think we'll do that. Just see how it goes. I think it's fun. So we do that. We can kind of strip it down however you want. Full band is obviously our preferred, but we also love doing just kind of a bluegrassy sound. And then Amanda and I play together. Just it kind of depends on the room or the sound or whatever is happening.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's great to have those options though, because it's like opens up the way for, because there's a lot of venues that are just like, you can only really play them with 1 to 2 people, like 3 people.
And you get
max,
those. Yeah, you get a stage that's like the size of this table, and you're trying to fit 4 guys, in a drum set.
A drum set takes up the stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's all in the band?
So Amanda Fortney is my fiddle player. Clayton is my guitar player. Clayton Fike, he's my lead guitar player. Tyler Herman is my other guitar player. Also, he plays some lead. It's kind of cool to have 2, lead players in there. Billy, it's Wigington, right? Wigington.
He's our newest addition.
Newest addition, bass player. And Stephen Sheffield, Spanky on the pots and pans.
Hell yeah, old Spanky.
You got to have somebody with a very questionable nickname
back there, just cooking in the kitchen.
My buddy Steak Finger, he's right now tickling the skins.
Yeah. So Stephen Sheffield on the drums, and Steven's actually he's been with me since I got to Oklahoma. He's been my drummer for almost
20 years.
For 35 years.
45 years.
It's been 87 years. My locket's at the bottom of the ocean. No, he's been with me. He's an OG. But
shout out to Spanky.
Shout out to Spanky.
Hell yeah, man. So you got the ACM show coming up?
We got ACM coming up, and then we're playing something else in between there. We're playing Grady's 66 in Yukon.
Nice. Awesome venue.
Love
That's
Grady's.
On March 8th. And then I'm going to Louisiana to open up for my buddy Al Boogie and his band Old Whiskey Revival. I'm going to go down there. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then in the summer, we're going to be playing. Are we allowed to announce that? Or no?
I mean, it's not official yet, but I mean, poster-wise, but we're playing Red Brick Nights in Guthrie.
Oh, badass.
The July one. We're going to be headlining that one.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That's the one with all the fireworks, so it's extra fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
and
Extra
next week we're doing the Battle of the Bands for Calf Fry Festival. So we're going up to Tumbleweed, and we're going to, just fool around up there for a little bit. And try to get a spot at Calf Fry, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
So
sure. Man, we played up in the. Not to overuse the word, I mean, we have overused it a million times already, but we played in the very luminary position.
Oh.
Luminary being we were literally on fire because we were about 10 inches from the sun.
You were actually
at
shining?
Yes, we were actually illuminated.
We were illuminated
at Calf Fry.
Our buddy Jared just fucking died. Like he just burst into flames.
Oh, no.
He spontaneously
Wait, is he a
combusted.
Phoenix, though? Because then he'll come back.
Did you guys play at
No,
Calf Fry?
he's just Jared.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
We played with our buddy Levi Walker.
I was kidding.
Oh,
Jared's,
nice. Okay.
Our buddy Jared's still with us.
That's good,
No,
that's
he's
good.
with us. He's out there doing his thing. But he was
Very much
But he
alive.
was sweating his ass off.
It
His
was
mullet
very hot,
His
but-
mullet was damp.
But yeah, they
Oh,
have.
mullet.
have you ever been out there to the fest?
No.
It was my first time when we went and played there. Yeah, it's got they have a stage that I guess they built. I don't think many companies would send out that stage.
Yeah, I think it's a static. It's out there. Like
I looked at the Wells. It was definitely
and anyway, they have a bar underneath it, and then it's like a 2-story like stair thing, and on the top is where you play.
Oh, that's rad.
And it's like very close to the sun.
It's cool.
Feels
it's
like.
very close.
It's at night, during at night it'd be awesome. But man, 12 o'clock was it? No, it was like 11 or something.
It was, dude. It was the opening slot.
We had a haul ass to Piedmont because we had a double show. We had calf fry at like 11. Then we had another show at 2.
No, I think it was later. I think it was at like 3 or 4.
I hope that,
but it was close. It was close.
Piedmont one was in the evening.
There was a part of me that was like, because I don't know how I got this like Battle of the Bands application thing, but it like showed up and it was a 2-minute, application. And part of me was like, dude, I've been on national TV. I'm not fucking applying for anything. And then the other half of my brain, I was like, you should ask me to be in the calf fry. And then the other half of my brain was like, hey, you degenerate. You haven't earned shit, dude.
Just in a Ross Clayton
hustle, man.
Submission form to them.
Pick that guitar up and hustle, man. You're not better than anybody. And I listen to that side of my brain more often. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna play music.
Have you guys been to Tumbleweed?
I've never played at Tumbleweed, but
it's fun. It's a cool fucking venue.
Oh, it's big. What is it? 500-600 people in there?
Yeah.
It's a cool venue.
It's larger. I mean, it's like built like a dance hall.
Yeah, it's an old Texas dance hall.
Yeah. Have you been down to Billy Bob's?
Yes.
Down there? Yeah. It's very Billy Bob's-y.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like a mini Billy Bob's. Yeah, it's a cool venue.
That's rad.
It's a cool place.
Yeah, and he's a good PA. I've heard somebody. I forget who I went to go see play up there, but. Yeah, I'm excited to play through that PA.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Just love when there's a good rig like baked into the
stage, pretty much. Yeah,
that's what you want. So we're gonna go do that next week, and I don't know when this comes out, but it's next week now. But yeah, so then we got a bunch of stuff coming up and some stuff in between.
When's the unreleased stuff?
That's another thing that we're working on.
Kind of in the gears as we're
So there's conversations. I'm having conversations with people in Nashville about possibly somebody picking it up. One of those songs. So I'm kind of waiting on releasing that one.
Oh, very cool.
Because somebody way bigger than me with number ones might be interested in cutting it. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, that would be a dream come true. That's because I love performing and I love singing and I love being on stage. But what I love more is creating and being in the studio and writing and not only is the big bucks there, right? Like if you're the writer on the song, but I just like that part of the process the most.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about performing, but I love being in the studio.
Feels a little more like you have your say in things.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Yeah.
A little less dog and pony show,
Definitely.
Get up there and be the affable, likable country star. Like,
well, you can show up to the studio in sweatpants.
Right. That's another good part.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Huge plus.
Relax.
Huge plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's my favorite part. And if I could do that, if I could get somebody to pick up a song and then kind of transition that into, and then play when I want, man, that'd be a dream come true.
Hell yeah, man. Well, power to you. I hope you get it. I hope it comes through for you because that would be awesome.
Thank you.
And then, we get so many plays here.
Exactly.
Early days.
See, again, mutual. We can all benefit.
Who the fuck was the guy?
A rising tide, right? Raises all boats.
Who was the guy that has the Zach Bryan video of him on the campfire? I want to know
who was that guy?
Who was that guy that has?
He's got to have
it was probably Zach Bryan's channel.
Yeah, probably.
It was probably Zach Bryan who put it out, but yeah,
fantastic.
He also probably didn't monetize it at that time because you can only monetize once you have like 1,000 subscribers, and so they probably
blew up, and YouTube was just like,
YouTube
rule.
Fuck you, like, too late. You can't monetize it.
Too late.
Guarantee you that's what happened.
Yeah, you should.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out and talking with us and performing for
Thanks
us
for
and doing all that cool stuff.
We will go on for 3 more hours, trust me.
Yeah, I could. This has been a lot of fun. Next time you guys need somebody or a co-host, call me. This is fun. I could do this for a while.
Fantastic. Everybody can find you at Ross Clayton. Just on
Yep.
everything
You
like
can
that?
Google Ross Clayton and a bunch of shit will come up. But I'm at Instagram, Ross_Clayton. On Facebook, Ross Clayton Music. TikTok is Ross_Clayton, I think. So
Hell yeah. They'll find you. They will find you.
Yeah, you guys will figure it out. You're smart, savvy users.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
Well, once again, thank you guys so much. And looking forward to catching you guys on a show soon. And hopefully everybody goes and I don't know why you'd be listening to this first and not go and watching the Spark and Plug, but hopefully if you haven't, go and watch the Spark and Plug. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, this is Dylan signing off, and
this is Aaron.
That's the guy in the jean shirt. So
it's an outer layer.
Why you always got to bring that, man? I'm never wearing this fucking jeans.
This is the Spark and Plug Talks, and we're out of here.
Cut it, Eric.